Yeah, I'm trying.
The Vivance helps.
And we're live. Interesting bit to come in with.
Not necessarily.
Vivance sounds spacey enough.
It does, doesn't it?
Okay, so we are up to session number 278 with this group. And it is 57 for the storyline, which is Season 5, Episode 7. To see where you guys end up going after this. And it is the 1500th game since I started running again in 2009.
Woohoo!
1500th game.
That's a lot.
So that adds up to about 2,000 games I've run, because it's roughly about 500 games I ran in the 10 years before that, because I didn't run as many games. I was running roughly weekly for 10 years.
Oh, I remember. I actually saw you then.
Yes.
I'm your wife, I can make those jokes.
Okay.
I'll pay for it later then. It was Thrawn at the end of the last session, so... I'm just getting my gigs in now while I can.
Okay, so we are continuing our Mandalorian storyline, and Kesley will give us an update on what that story is. You got the notes?
A great question, honestly. I have an update, yes. So, we past few sessions have been helping out setting up a space station in the
Almaran system. They do have a small map up the top there to help.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. So we've been setting that up. We figured out it was a former Sith station. So red was good, green and blue was bad. And it was also the docking station for the big O droid ship, the Scourge.
Not guaranteed to be a droid ship, but people believed it was, so they never found out any differently.
Exactly. So that was a interesting time, and in that we I think B1 ended up dying because of everything going on there. Anyway, so we set that up. We got our family there, all that stuff. Captain Don Diesel came back and he's like, "All right, I am now in charge here." Blah blah blah, and sent us on our way, but first giving us approval to search for parts of the robotic unicorn. We first start by trying to talk to Randell and her friends who have made it onto the station, because she got her engine, which has the same numbers of the robotic unicorn, from a certain Jawa named Ibea. And so we're just like, if we can replace it, can we swap? And she's like, yep. She got the engine on the north end of Korat, a place that we've been to before, where there was Scyther?
Yep.
Scyther the Squib, who is essentially in charge of this junk planet. And we have since now found out that that's apparently where eBay has also set up shop. So we decide to head on out there. Some fun stops in Marcy. Had to pay 150 credits. That was a fun time. But then we get on through. We land in Korad on top of a bunch of junk. We actually think that the surface of the planet is way down from where we are. So we're at the top of a tower, which is really only like a little bit. And inside, we find this little droid, MT-70. Let me enunciate. MT-7T. He asks if we're with Renewal. It seems like he has been abandoned and his memory has been deleted from him. Try to fix him up as much as we can. We learned that he's most likely a very, very old, maybe 3,000-year-old PR droid. So do what we can, bring him along, all that stuff.
Well, he's our puppy now, so we had to adopt him.
Exactly. So he follows along with us as we're going down the tower to try to look for some things. Try to help him out a little bit. Don't do too much. Find a possible part. 10 possible ships matching the robotic unicorn. So we investigate around the planet, all that stuff. We find half of the robotic unicorn. It takes 3 days to pull it apart. It's very scattered. We have to find other ships that kind of match to kind of fix up that bit a little bit. eBay finally calls us back, and after a tough negotiation, for 20 credits, we get 5 fuel cells to try to get out of here. We try to get out of here. As we try to fly out, it seems that we've located the other half of the robotic unicorn. But as we also see, outside of Turina, the Star Destroyer Chimera is in orbit.
So you missed the part that eBay is running his business out of half of the robotic unicorn.
Go on. Yeah.
Yeah, that part. So,
as you'd expect eBay would do.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And I believe Vroom Vroom Crash renamed his robotic unicorn the Cyborg Pegasus.
Correct.
Yes.
And we asked eBay to look for MT-70 parts. Because he's very old and I want to fix him. Even though I've got no money. I will have to sell stuff.
Okay, so yes, you make it back to Alma and Doc with Khalid meeting you in the docking bay, having been run off his feet for the last 15 odd days.
All the gin joints and...
well, actually, Khalid's technically been missing for 49 days 47 days as far as you know.
Oh, yeah.
He was at the Betty Ford clinic.
Last he told me he was on mission, so in seeing him, I say, mission go well? Most sarcastic tone that Kayana can possibly do, which is not that sarcastic, but she's trying.
So Ross, I'll get people to introduce themselves. So on the table today we have Ariadna.
Oh, but you said so, Ross. My brain was not ready for this.
Thrown under the bus.
Exactly. He likes to do that. I don't know what I did. Honestly, I've made him 2 coffees today.
I think
you got him too energized, and now he's just gonna mess with you.
I don't know.
it may have been the joke before it went live.
Who am I? I am DNA True Striker. Really glad that I remembered that part. I'm a Mandalorian, obviously. Current clan leader of the group. Hopefully that won't change. Oh God. My brain was not ready for this.
We could throw in more questions if you like.
Yeah, you could. It might help.
So, what does they want to achieve in life?
I was not expecting such an introspective question that might even involve philosophical, existential.
This is why you need your fingers to work.
Considered, yes, you know, everything to work. And particularly no, we won't talk about that. That'll get too cheeky. Fingers working.
So what does they wish to achieve in life?
Is this going down on the record, or are you just okay?
That's the dangerous part.
I would like to achieve respect in a leadership position, or maintain respect if I've got it already and I don't realise it. I'd like to realise that I'm respected if I don't realise it. I'd also like to... I've been working on becoming the best fighter I can be, particularly with my foil and my dueling skills. So I'd like to continue that. I would like to make so much money I am actually comfortable for a while instead of broke all the time. I have a feeling that's not ever going to happen, and I'm okay with that. But that is one of my goals.
Okay, so next one along is Mike.
Who are you playing? Because it was confusing last session, let me
Yeah.
tell you.
It was confusing. I'm playing Brum Brum Crash, a asthmatic Gungan.
I just want to see that in Star Wars, a Gungan just going...
They live
Misa.
underwater.
It's just a Gungan that sounds like Darth Vader. Misa.
No role playing for you, dude.
Yeah.
No. Although I know a clinic where you can get nitrous oxide sessions and you can sound like Darth Vader for a whole hour. For the sweet low price of $120.
Done. Set there now. From the Panorama Mountain Raceways
Of Naboo.
of
I
Naboo.
really need to do that. Let's just write it down so I can read it.
Have a purple
Is that going to do
and
the
pink
camera?
mohawk, and I am a pod racer, speed racer, same thing, different
Racer?
level. A racer, and
Because you race spaceships too.
yes,
Plus the camera a little bit, but not as much.
and I've found my
Inheritance,
my inheritance.
which you had to pay for.
Yes.
And no money on.
Due to some level shit. And
I thought we decided it was TLS, just for the cameras.
oh yes.
nickname.
From TLS and yeah, it.
And what does Brum Brum wish to achieve in life?
Oh god.
Yeah. You had warning.
So but becoming God would be an interesting desire,
Yeah.
but a little beyond most people's abilities.
Wrong system.
To not be asthmatic. No.
I want to be a Jedi.
To be a championship. Are they speed racers or pod racers?
Speed racer.
Speed racer. Known across the
Infamy.
galaxy.
Okay, so that can be easily achieved if you go out in this flaming fireball that everyone watches. You'll get well known across the galaxy for flaming out.
No, successful.
Successful.
Successful, not die.
Yeah.
Successful.
So you win the race and then go out?
No, no, successful and continue being successful.
I'll stop helping.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. I did think the same thing of becoming the best fighter they can be, because if they're dead, they can't be any better.
Thanks. I want to throw something at you right now, but my aim would probably be pretty good because my pain is pretty high.
Well, I just thought I'd point out the same thing I did with Max.
Mm.
Just to
You
make people
didn't
feel
give me
good.
much time to think it through.
I know. Gotta work on those neurons firing.
Yeah, thanks.
Get the brain
Injection
going.
day.
You laugh now.
I know.
Then we're
Just
over
wait
to
for mine to
Kessler.
go back.
He also went reverse order.
Yeah.
Than he normally
I know
does.
this is crazy
so-
right now. You gave me too much coffee. Okay, I am playing Kayana Capier, martial arts tactician. She former leader, now pseudo second in command. Not exactly sure what's going on there, but it's
technically
interesting.
you're second in command since Carly disappeared.
Yeah,
I've
but now
had to have
that
you-
Carla's back, this is gonna be interesting.
Turf wars.
Because she has, in a way, reproven herself as a Mandalorian.
The
And
question
has to work her way back up again.
Mm.
So she's like
One body at a time.
yeah. So
Well,
like
that-
she was here, went under. Now it's back to base and has to work her way up again.
Yeah. Is that up to me to choose, or is that something that gets done from on high down?
That can be up to the group.
Oh, okay. So the group can.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Because I don't know. I feel like
Because basically, if it's your reputation on the line as well.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I think she deserves it.
Whether or
but
not she advances or stays below. If she doesn't advance, then your reputation's taken.
I only ask the question because is that something that I like recommend to Captain Dom and say I really think she deserves it, or is that something that Yeah.
I
Anyway.
feel like it can all be determined together because, like, I think that's going to be something interesting for us to work out between Kayana and Kylie because Kayana respects Carlin and all that stuff. So she doesn't want to hold him back in any way.
He's a well-known assassin.
Yeah, he is a pretty
Exactly.
well-known assassin. So.
But
Aren't the best assassins not well-known?
usually,
Well, I don't know, John Wick.
Well, he's not really known as an assassin outside of your group.
I see.
there we go.
But
So
you,
that works.
but you do know he's there to keep things in line.
Yes, he's the enforcer. So yeah, that's me. And the question is, what does she want to achieve in life? She wants to, as abstract of a concept as this is, she wants to make sure that her and the people she considers her people are as independent from any other outside force as possible.
See, why couldn't I get that answer?
So whether that be the Empire or that would be some other political system.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yes. So a bit of an abstract big picture concept, but that is what she's working towards because she is now being burned by the Empire. She wants to have nothing to do with them.
That is fair. And then that brings us to Online and Ross.
He was
Yes.
here. Yep.
I play Khaled, the Enforcer. Oh God, I've forgotten what else I might do.
Yeah.
Mechanic, Gadgeteer, Survivor. Yeah. Just come back from a mission which I vaguely remember. Damn those combat drugs.
So does that mean that Carly doesn't actually know what happened and just remembers he got back?
Ooh.
It was successful, but I believe that the mission was secret, and I have been sort of been wiped from with drugs and that. So yeah, I have no idea what I've done.
That's interesting.
Well, he's typing it down, so that's going to bite us later.
Always. And
Usually does.
what does Khalid want to achieve in life if he hasn't already on his secret mission?
Has the Empire decimated Mandalore yet?
Technically not. That's going to happen shortly in the storyline.
Okay. Because I was basically wanting to restore Mandalore back to its former glory.
So you're rapidly approaching the overlap with Rebels, and at the end of Rebels is when it happens.
So we're in between Obi-Wan and Rebels right now.
I want to meet Chopper.
Chopper would be cool.
Why, the fact that you can nearly understand Chopper.
I just finished Clone Wars and I'm starting Bad Batch right now, so. And then I'll get to Rebels.
We've done Clone Wars and Rebels,
Well,
and we're just
Obi-Wan
doing
goes
Bad Batch.
between Bad Batch and Rebels.
Yeah. So, cause like
And Andor overlaps Rebels.
which I haven't gotten to yet either. I still need to
So
watch
you can tell
Andor.
me all that. You're just making me watch all the cartoons. I sense a
I'm-
bias here.
See, I'm just going through all the cartoons.
Ahsoka was coming out, so we got you prepared for that because the other ones didn't need it.
That's what I'm doing. Is like I'm preparing for Ahsoka. Anyway, moving on.
Sorry. We're not all playing Star Wars because we love Star Wars and therefore watch a lot of Star Wars.
No, nobody watches Star Wars. That's ridiculous. It's not like it's one of the most popular
Sorry.
franchises.
So what was what Carly wanted to achieve in life for us?
Well, basically, he wants to restore his clan and Mandalore back to their former glory. Basically, he wants
Mandalore hasn't been destroyed yet.
Mandalore to be
This
basically all the wars and that was decimated. Basically, he wants to get Mandalore
But Mandalore hasn't been destroyed yet.
No, Mandalore, but there's lots of wars that basically has decimated Mandalore.
Okay, alright.
But that's over the centuries.
Okay.
and
That's over the century.
There's been no massive decimation of it at this stage.
Yeah,
It's-
I'm just saying
He's
no
talking
one's
general.
actually tried to restore Mandalore
It's-
back to
it's like
what it originally was. They just basically went, that's too hard of a job.
It's basically almost like a Make America Great Again, but a little bit more noble, perhaps. Because this is after Empress Satina's dead, so there's that. And so there was
So that would have happened.
But this is before-
Probably about 13 odd years prior.
Yeah, prior to
And
this.
close to the end of the Clone Wars.
Yeah, and then we would have like our clan hasn't been there for 30 years, or how long was it?
You left around the same time.
Or 20-ish
as
years.
The Satine died and Maul took over.
Yeah. Around that time. So, okay,
Yeah,
so
it was,
13 years.
The terrorist Death Watch taking over Mandalore.
Yeah.
Well, actually, at the time, it was taken over by the Republic,
Yeah, well,
which became the Empire. So Empire now rules Mandalore
Yes.
through Darth Saxon.
Yes.
okay.
The brother of the one that Maul killed.
Yes. So we just gotta restore ourselves there. I think that's a pretty good goal in general for like our clan and stuff. So makes sense.
Okay. So that is a good goal. And what, if anything, can Khalid remember about his mission?
Basically, it was. It was more of some sneaking up, ambushing type, assassination type things. So basically, being stealthy in that.
And so what went wrong in his missions that he can remember? That's visible to the people who have just run into you.
I've got actually. Well, when I have my helmet off, I've got some facial burns.
So not as pretty as he used to be, or more attractive now that he's got war wounds.
It just really
I've got a lot more.
depends on who's looking at you.
So yes, so Khalid, you're seeing these guys that you feel like you've only just left, but you're being told that it's been about a month and a half since you last spoke to them.
Rude.
Okay.
If that annoys you, let me know.
Oh, no, that's fine.
And you've also found out that your group has been relieved of command of the station by Captain Dom Diesel, who's taking control of it.
Understandable. We only just were starting to get it up and running.
Yeah, our mission was to set it up.
Yeah, not to run it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't really send the person to run the station to go through a whole effort of cleaning it up.
That's beneath them.
Oh, normally they're busy doing other stuff.
Yeah.
Just like you don't send the race driver to unpack the car from the truck.
Yeah.
That's done by the mechanic, by the pit crew. Or,
So you guys were part of the pit crew for the station.
Essentially.
So yes, and the next question I have for Ross is why does he have a box of lolcat kittens in his hands?
I have what? How many kittens?
A box of cats?
Yeah, lothcat kittens.
Loth cats.
So are they alive or plushies?
Living. Meowing.
So lots of meow, meow. That kind of thing.
Okay.
Do loth cats meow?
Yep.
Yeah, they do.
Yes, they do,
Animals.
because they were showing on, oh, bloody hell, what's the name of that planet?
Loth.
Lothar.
Lothar.
Okay.
What they're
Yeah.
named after.
Yeah. Because I could remember that, oh, damn, I've got Nariota's character's name.
Thea.
Thea.
I know that Thea loves these things.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so as you get off the ship, you are presented with a box of lothcats.
They're all mine.
Apparently.
Oh, okay. Where did these come from?
Say lol. Dare you.
Moth?
Okay. Not that I don't necessarily want them. Why are they being given to me?
because you're the captain.
Do they need a new home? Are they expected to stay with me? Which is also fine.
You
but-
are an animal wrangler.
Yeah.
You're the animal wrangler and I have no idea what to do with animals.
Oh, I see. So you were a Lothar recently?
Maybe. Honestly, I have no idea. It's above my security level.
I see. So how many kittens are there?
How many would you like? Would you like me to roll randomly and determine?
Yeah, roll 1d100.
Oh God.
Roll a d20.
I would say
101
no.
lost cats.
Please roll a dice that has no more than one for each member of the party.
Okay, apparently you've got 10.
Right. Okay.
That's not 14's worse.
Rolled well.
Okay.
Do I know?
Yeah, so, yeah, you need to instruct us on how to train these. I have no idea on training.
I was going to say, what do I know about lost cats, if anything?
Assuming you know about cats in general.
Okay, alright. So I know what they eat. Do these look too young to be away from their mum, or old enough to be eating their own stuff?
Old enough to eat their own stuff.
Right, are they...
And by the looks of things, they have been chewing on a lot of stuff belonging to Khalid.
Okay, because it's in the box?
Some of his stuff is, yes, as well as you can see scratch marks across his armour, and
Oh, I see. Yep.
his gloves have got lots of little bite marks in them.
Oh, okay.
They're currently teething.
They're at their chewing stage. Well, thank you. Yes, that information is helpful. Okay, well, first of all, I think I'm going to go find them a nice, safe, warm, well-sealed place to put them in so that there's no wires that can be chewed through. And
Airlock.
we're at the space station right now.
You've just landed in one of the docking bays of the space station.
Okay, I might also use the local intranet, if there is such a thing, to advertise some of these for adoption, because I don't think we can take care of all 10.
We had pests before. They could be the cats on the station.
They could be cats for the station.
Set them free! Don't tell anyone and see what happens.
They could.
More fun.
Do I know if loft cats are good at catching any kinds of pests?
They are good at catching pests.
Okay, so it might be that I might train them up to be able to catch pests on the station, but I will need to talk to someone on the station about managing them when I'm away.
I don't like their teeth. I'm looking at a picture of them. They have like human teeth with vampire canines. I don't like it.
I've never looked really closely at a loft cat.
They're cute.
Then, just lucky it wasn't a box of loft wolves.
Yeah. Oh no, they're
I prefer-
cuter.
They're
They're a little more deadly. I like
Those
them.
I could ride.
They're like chihuahuas.
Yeah.
And quite vicious at times.
Yeah. I think they're cute.
I don't know, that one could get away with chewing through a fair amount of things.
Yeah, that's one from Rebels.
So, yes, you've now got yourself a new lease on life, having to deal with 10 loft cats.
That's okay. I will make sure they have food, and I will gather up some old blankets and things for them to curl up and be warm on, and I will dedicate time, at least a couple of times a day, to check on them, train them, and make sure that they're okay, until I can be assured that if I let them loose on the station, they'll... but I think some of them might stay with me. 1 or 2. 2 maybe, so they don't get lonely
Possibly.
if I'm away. I'll have a think about that. 10 loft cats.
Mm-hmm.
You have to come up with 10 different cat names.
Well, I did randomly roll it and did come up with a 10.
It's exactly.
Yeah, you did it on the camera. I was hoping for a dice that was like 6, so that, but 10...
I thought he was going to roll a d20.
I'm kind of glad he didn't, because we could have ended up with 20 cats.
Mm. It would be the time that rolls and flashes 20.
Exactly. That
And
would be
it's
the
a
time we
good
would
thing
do that.
I'm an animal wrangler, because we could be in a lot of trouble otherwise. I was just going to have a look. What am I animal wrangling stats again? Why have I got Calcrix's? Oh dear.
Oh,
This is
the
probably why
wrong
you couldn't
one.
find it last time. So yes, you find yourself with a ship hold full of parts for the robotic unicorn, which we're going to try to rebuild into something else. You have a mangled ship landing here from that you're going to rename the was it the
Cyborg Pegasus.
Its whole bottom half is crumpled and shredded
Yeah.
because it crashed.
Mm.
But it did get itself flying and got here.
Probably because eBay was trying to.
Oh, no, I thought it was your cousins that crashed.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yes.
Well, your cousin's crashed.
No,
robotic
yes,
unicorn.
Oh, okay, so this is a different one. Okay.
Yes. But this one was the upgraded model.
Nana, Miss, and Lilac Truth.
And so Lilac Truth is here touching your ship before you even get out of it.
Is that when you take the spray bottle? No!
Yes. Misa pulls out a spray bottle
It's a bad usual.
of hot water and sprays and said, no! Misa say, no touchy. Or lose handy.
Bombay bad.
Pulls hand back and starts looking at it.
No touchy. Touch again, lose tongue.
Oh, gosh.
Who's doing this to your ship?
No, miss.
My cousin.
Right. Yes.
Tell so all others about use the ship. Ready for a ride?
It's not quite.
Takes a one run around the system.
Ready for repair.
No, it's I have to fix the problems that you two Muppets created.
Not same ship. We cause no problems to this ship.
This ship is being built from parts of different ships, so it's
So not our problem. We feel good.
it's not ready as it's. I haven't safely tested it yet.
We have hammers, can't help.
You're not a qualified mechanic, whereas I have +2 in mechanics, so eat it.
Wouldn't it be good though if they were and they could help you fix it?
No, they can help me stuff it.
I'm qualified bomb basher.
No touchy or spray with hot water.
When I need a crash
With
ship,
lemon
I'll
in
let
it.
you know.
With chili powder in it.
Gosh.
Want to help fix problem?
You can help fix problem by going away.
Aw,
They're
Wait.
relatives. You're allowed to do that.
it's okay.
Makes lots of sad noises as they wander out.
I wish I had some sort of cookie to give him. I'll give him a pat on the back. Because I'm a sucker. Big old softy.
So
No give Cookie your hot water.
You could try, but I also have martial artists.
Look out.
I'm not afraid to use it if someone sprays me with hot water.
So how is Brum Brum going to go about rebuilding his ship?
Well, he's just turned down help.
Turn down unqualified help.
You never know with Martin. It could turn out to be actually good help. It could be bad help too. So I absolutely give you that.
They're relatives. They're bad help.
They lost it in the first place.
Yeah.
Yes. Judging by the status of the ship at the moment, judging how it looks at the moment, it's probably going to need doing it by myself. Probably need about 2-3 days to.
Just get the systems that need to be fixed.
Oh, I mean, 2-3 days to like analyze.
Haven't you done that on the ride over? Because we've been towing you.
Not for the whole time. He could fly a bit of it.
No, because I had to fly I was flying the ship.
No, we were flying the ship
Oh.
badly, but we did get it up off
Yeah.
the ground.
I
I know because I ended up rolling just as badly as Kessler did, but managed one success.
It was bad.
haven't been able to run all the tests, mainly because we were in transit and not stationary.
Fair enough.
2 days in transit.
Yeah. So needs best guess is it needs about 2 days, mainly because I've got to run the diagnostics. That was the word I was looking for.
You wanted the dino.
The diagnostics on it. I was thinking dinosaur. The diagnostics on it, and then I can see what work is required before I mean, it probably won't take that long to run diagnostics on it, maybe an hour. Check all the systems and then see if I can take it for its first rebuilt flight. I can't say first flight because it's flown before, well, parts of it have flown before. But yeah, take it for a test flight and see what works and what doesn't.
So what does Scarlett think, seeing a mostly mangled ship sitting next to your normal freighter in the docking bay?
What a piece of junk.
Makes sense. We got it from a junk planet.
We did.
Okay, did the Jawas get included?
A certain Jawa that we're very familiar with.
We bought parts from a certain Jawa that we, as Kesley said, we're very familiar with.
Any danger friends and family
100% stolen.
Yeah. From Room Room.
Yeah. TLS eBayer.
So basically, you need to pull it apart and try to put it back together.
Somehow the
from a
exhaust is in
glance,
the wrong part.
you do think he needs to pretty much strip it down to the frame, unbend the frame, and then rebuild it.
Yeah,
But
that's what I expect.
Because we've been in transit, flight, whatever you want to call it, haven't been able to fully diagnose the entire thing.
Yeah, I could diagnose it straight away. It's fucked.
Sounds like a typical mechanic to me.
Oh no, we use things like frigged or fracked.
Oh, Panther Pooter.
Yeah, there you go.
Voodoo.
What I would suggest, we could smelt it back, get money for the
Part it out.
for the metal, and then buy another ship.
Just scrap it entirely.
I think there's some sentimental
Misa say no.
attachment to this, or parts of this ship.
What part? Because it's none of it's this. They're all. It's a Frankenstein.
That's why it's called Cyborg Pegasus.
What? There's something alive in it as well.
Well,
Possibly.
half of it is the robotic unicorn, and the other half is the same ship model, just the upgraded version.
Yeah, the deluxe version.
The deluxe version that has been Frankenstein together.
Yeah, but cyborg means there's actually something living attached to it. What? You have to be hardwired into it to fly it?
That sounds like possibly
yeah,
No, it's kind of like the controls are like a VR headset unit, so
I think the cyborg part of the name is more of an idealistic quality rather than an actual, literal
Or is this a Gungan thing that you want to become one with your ship?
That's what it is.
Probably.
He's Top Gun after all.
Stop. You gave him too much coffee.
So we got some pit droids humming the Top Gun theme.
Yep.
That sounds about right, honestly.
Yep.
And I'm sure one of them has Goose written on the side of it.
Oh, absolutely. Oh my
Yeah,
god,
well,
now I just want a little pit droid that has the word Goose written on it.
Well, you do.
His name is probably
There's one in the bay.
G005.
This was Iceman.
That's probably his name.
Yeah,
Merlin.
there you go.
He's Goose.
I would say that there's pit droids in the bay.
Yeah.
There is a pit droid called Goose.
Called
'cause
Goose.
You just said there was.
Oh my god, I love it.
I thought it would be more of an astromech
be the
called Goose.
5E one, whereas the then there's the Goosa, which is the A one.
There you go. I like it.
Sorry, what
So
was that?
we need to make an astromech called Goose.
I'm getting too excited by all these droids that we have now. Just like, just like, oh, we have MT-70. Oh, we have Goose. Oh, we have kittens.
We've got everything.
I'm just trying to get all the cute. Okay, new answer to what does Kayana want in life? All the cute things. Just kidding.
Well,
No,
you
he's
have
writing
10 of
it
them
down.
at the moment.
I know. It's
Wants more cute things. It's
It's
already
gonna
been
happen.
written down.
It's a secondary. It's a secondary want. Because she would never admit to it.
No. Gotta pretend to be all seriousness up here.
All serious. It's just like, you know, that dad that says, no, we're not getting a dog, and then as soon as you get a dog, the dad's with the dog all the time. That's
Yes. I was gonna say it's just the door closes and then
oh, who's my little kid?
Kayana goes all chibi, you know,
Yes.
with big eyes and everything.
Yes, absolutely.
So yes, and you also have a Koi Knight coming into the room to register your ship with the station. He's almost as tall as you are, except probably 3 of you could fit inside him.
Sounds about right.
He's built like a brick portaloo.
And he says he's the mechanic.
He can unbend the frame for you. No tools required.
Do I also need to report to, is it Captain Dom on the station that we're here? So I'll make sure.
I was also gonna get MT-70 to a proper droid mechanic.
Yeah, that was 2 things. Is we want to get him repaired as much as we can, and we need to report him.
And you do think there may be parts for him on the planet?
Below. No, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because there's that droid factory there. Perfect.
That's true.
We might actually be able to part of it.
Considering they have a whole section dedicated to
Old
that
school.
movie they called The Sith War.
Yeah.
But how could that actually be real?
Because it was a movie. It's not real.
If it's old enough, most people don't believe it happened.
It's not like it's history or something. It's okay.
It's written by G3 Orge, LU.
It was in low
CA5.
resolution. The whole thing was in low resolution, so it's obviously a fake.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
And how many times have you heard that with our current generation? Many times.
Yeah.
So yes, you start heading up to speak to Captain Dom while the mechanic is speaking to Brum Brum. He looks at your ship and just makes that noise as he looks at it.
We suffix.
He makes more of those.
So he's the who's the butler in Adam's Family?
Lurch.
Lurch. He's the Lurch of the space station.
I think that's pretty good.
Yep.
Alright, I'll leave you with your mechanic.
Now you do see all these tools have sharpened edges. So he doesn't have a single tool that's just a tool. Each one is a weapon in its own right.
Yeah, he's a Koi Knight, that makes sense.
It falls right under the Mandalorian creative stuff.
Respect him.
So you can see all these screwdrivers are actually bladed screwdrivers, so you can slash with them and punch up. But they still work as a screwdriver.
This makes sense.
It's not a useful tool until it has a blade.
That's as far as they're concerned.
I
Yes.
was gonna say, does he have a name? And
Yeah, he calls himself the mechanic.
okay, alright.
He fixes things,
Okay, fair enough.
not necessarily vehicles all the time.
I feel like calling him Charles. Because I'm old school and I remember the original.
I like it.
But hey, he likes to feel useful. So he starts helping Brum Brum get the diagnostics on the ship. And basically keeps shaking his head every time he looks at stuff.
I think there's going to be a lot of that.
Misa say it's not that bad.
But he's still helping you.
Mm.
No matter how much he makes those noises, he's still helping.
Misa say bit of a drama queen.
I'll take my dual seconds with me up to see the captain.
Yep. Okay, so yes, you find yourself up in the command station of Captain Dom. You see he's made quite a few changes in the time you've been away. He's replaced a bunch of the Sith Punishment Zone stuff with more up-to-date surveillance systems.
Oh, this is good.
Apparently he didn't see the need to keep it.
No, there wouldn't be one.
Yeah, I don't know who would decide to do something like that. That's crazy.
Just shit.
Kaya kept up. That's okay.
But you do have a feeling he may have repurposed the punishment zones for defensive purposes.
That's not necessarily a bad idea.
That was my whole idea too. It's just I'm not good at mechanics. So I had
And you don't have
I don't have the
mechanics
resources
on call. Yeah.
So
Fortunately, he does.
I had the right idea. Ish.
And in the command center itself, you see a bunch of different people working away, not just Mandalorians, but some of the people who've been saved to stay behind to work.
Okay.
Wow, look. People who are actually here manning this. Look, it looks like an actual operating station.
And you basically walk into lots of people talking over comms and sounds of computers beeping and making noises, sensor systems of the system up on screen. And it looks like a thriving hub.
At the risk of looking like a certain Star Trek captain, is there coffee?
Here is.
Ah,
It's a little coffee droid.
there's a coffee. Oh, why didn't I get to adopt him?
It's Dom Diesel's personal coffee droid.
Oh, damn. Never gonna happen.
So what is
Add to my
it
personal
looks
goals,
like
coffee
a
droid.
copy version of R2-D2 from
didn't write my
Jabba's barge.
Yeah, there you go. What do I want? A coffee droid.
Wants a
What do you want in life? A coffee droid.
Yes.
Actually, that's what I want in my
Droid.
real life.
Coffee droid. Come on.
There are days I can't get out of that bed. I
a
kill
coffee
for a
droid.
coffee droid.
The technology exists.
Oh, I just had a horrible thought. I do have the support workers, but they're not droids.
Unfortunately, they are people.
I said it was a terrible momentary thought.
So it gurgles away and produces a coffee for you.
Ah, that's awesome. I presume I can have one without offending. Or
Well,
I'll ask.
it offers it directly to you.
If it offers it directly to me, then I will gratefully accept it.
Then it queries Kayana and Khalid.
Yes, thank you, COFE. Coffee.
Kofi.
You could have called it
C0FE.
C4F3 Cafe.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
And
makes more
I'm
sense.
going to save that for mine.
And
Yes.
you see it's got racing stripes painted on it.
Racing stripes. When you want your coffee fast.
Apparently. Okay. Yeah, thank you for getting it done so quickly.
It beeps happily at you.
Well, they do have flash. What's it? Flash brewing.
Yeah.
It's a big thing in Japan.
Yeah.
Why do I know that?
Because you know a lot about coffee.
There's coffee, of course you know it.
Yes.
And does Khalid wish a droid coffee?
Yeah, might as well.
So you end up with one as well. Then it wanders out to offer it to all the people at stations.
Yeah.
You see
I like Captain Dom's generosity with the coffee. I think this is a good thing. Everyone should have coffee.
Well, it keeps them working. And they don't fall asleep at the station.
That's right.
That's what he says about the sending them out.
Mm.
And there's nice comfy seats in here, unlike when you're running it.
Nice. So, again, they got supplies.
I'm glad that the supplies came to make things a lot more livable here.
Yes.
We were after all resurrecting it from quite a ruinous state, so
Yes, he understands it was important for some of it to be made safe before we could bring out anything of value.
were they
Yeah.
assassin droids that attacked us at one stage?
There were. Yes.
Yeah, so they were pretty, and the Gundarks as well, fairly interesting infestation to have on a space station.
Yep.
But also very destructive.
And possibly some of the slave labour used at some stage.
Mm.
Or accidentally taken in by the ship that stops it.
Yep.
Hard to tell, he says.
Yep.
Records, not fantastic when it comes to that sort of stuff.
No, they wouldn't be.
But they have overall overhauled their computer system, so they have more control of the station.
That's good.
I see you've returned my second in command to me. I gather he's with me for the time being.
Well,
Carla?
the notes I received says he completed his mission.
Mm.
I don't really know what his mission was.
Neither did I. Just that he was required. And that's unsurprising considering his skill set.
Well, considering who his father is, it's a surprise.
Is it?
Well, hey, you wouldn't really want to annoy the head armourer that walked out in the clan.
Yes. I gather. Yeah, I didn't think of that side of things.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it was a fairly dangerous mission, so...
Quite possibly.
Considering all the battle scars, although some of them look like they're inflicted
Guessing with
by...
a burn on his face probably has a fun story behind that he'll never remember.
No.
It's a bit above his rank.
Yeah.
Some things I need to know.
Yep.
So, I believe you were successful in recovering the piece of junk in the hangar at this stage?
Parts of the piece of junk that's in the hangar space hopefully will be turned into a functioning ship.
To be added to the fleet.
Thank you for sending the mechanic to help.
That's okay, he volunteered once he saw it limping in the system.
Felt sympathy.
Well, he felt it a stain on his honour if it was allowed to stay on this ship in the condition it was in, and he would have killed the pilot if he wasn't allowed to work on it.
Yep.
Look, I'm happy with helping both the pilot, Brum, and also assuaging his need for honour. It's the most diplomatic I can get at good luck trying to kill my Gungan. You'd have to get through me. And even if he is a Coinite that's very skilled, I'd give it a damn good shot to stop him.
I understand. But he's probably the most vocal of the Coinites when it comes to having his way.
That's funny.
But he rarely says a thing.
Yeah, no, I can see how it could be intimidating.
Well, everyone seems to know what he wants. He
Mm.
makes that clear.
That's pretty good.
And probably if you hear more than 5 words from him, you've had a long conversation.
Noted.
So, how can I help you today? Now that you've recovered the remains of the ship, I expect you'll probably spend the next couple of months or years working on it.
Well, although it is Brum's ideal to have it fixed, it's not something that our plan will work solely on. There's other things we'd like to do. It would be good to earn some credits so that we can maintain our own ship and keep our armour and everything up to date. And it would also be good to be of service to the clan and the community. Is there anything that falls under any of those categories?
Well, we have managed to open up tourism to the planet below,
Okay.
giving them much needed income and something to spend it on.
Well, we have
Because-
nothing to spend right now, so while that's interesting, I can't spend a thing. Yeah. I meant that as a side joke. I'm broke.
But they did need to get stuff done.
Yeah.
The clan's happy to give you stuff to do. Even
Yeah.
the scout group that has joined from Randell Mining may have work
Mm.
because they are scouting for potential mining sites in the sector.
That's probably something that I have a good skill set for. I presume I have a skill set for that.
You would.
So,
Though your ship may not have the necessary gear on it to scan itself, because the sensor suite is rather specific.
I wonder if Randell would upgrade our sensor suite so that we could do the work for him.
You can probably speak to Sean Randell as the representative of Randell Mining on the
Randell,
station,
sorry. Yeah.
and they might be able to work something out. Just that they may have to sacrifice something else on your ship to do so.
Okay.
Most ships can only take so much, and you don't want to overload one for the other.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
How important is a sensor sweeping system to our needs in general? I think we'd be
Depends on-
more interested in weapons.
It's dependent on what they want us to actually
Yeah,
do.
do.
It is completely on mission parameters. If you are looking to spend your time scouting and being forward of a armed force, then sensors outweigh guns because you can only fight so many things. Whereas if you were in the frontal assault, as some of our starfighters are, they sacrifice sensors for weaponry. Because it doesn't matter if you can't detect what life forms are on a planet. It does matter if you can't defend your ship.
Shit, yeah. That's fair enough. So you're saying there's possible work with Randell, and
They're paying well for scouting.
Yeah.
So they're not looking for a fight, but you
Yeah.
may run into pirates while you're out there. So always be careful that any system that is not on the main route will potentially be a.
we're well aware of pirates.
Well, there's the pirate group known as the Scourge running
Yeah.
through the sector.
Yeah, we encountered the Scourge, but we've also encountered pirates like Hondo and other more random.
He's met Hondo. He doesn't recommend believing a thing he says.
No one believes anything Hondo says, and there's no such thing as winning in a deal with Hondo. It just won't happen. And did you say there are other possible missions to do?
There are. We may want simple supply runs where you go pick up stuff and bring it back. There's also flying protection for some of the tourism ships that come here.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Because, the more protected the system looks and the less that they look like Mandalorians protecting it,
Yeah.
the more likely we can keep under the radar as far as the Empire is concerned.
Yeah.
And we have to look like we're pro-Empire.
Yeah.
So a lot of our patrol ships in the area will be TIE
Registered.
fighters. We have
Good to know.
scavenged and gotten operational again.
On that note, as we were leaving,
Because this is
Taurina.
the start of TIE fighters.
The TIE fighters have been around for a little while. The
A little
TIE
while.
Interceptors have hit the market recently.
Just started. Okay.
And there's talks of upgraded versions of those. The TIE bombers have been around before the Interceptors.
Okay.
They were the multi-purpose TIE fighter.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then they decided they actually needed specific purpose TIE fighters because a multi-purpose TIE fighter just didn't cut it.
Apparently, you need a specific purpose.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, it was so good at many things, it just wasn't good at anything.
Yeah.
It's a good thing that we managed to acquire some, because our experiences with the Empire, as you know, have been extremely negative. On that note, as we were leaving Taurina, the Star Destroyer, the Chimera, did enter space there, and as you know, that's likely got Admiral, is he Admiral by now?
Grand Admiral.
Grand Admiral Thrawn aboard. So you guys should be aware, your intelligence people should be aware, we saw him 2.5 days ago in that system, entering it as we left.
So we had heard he'd come back because he was testing his a new prototype.
New TIE prototype.
He's been forwarding the fighter core, believing that it was better to have stronger small ships than stronger larger ships.
I kind of agree with him. I kind of don't think the Empire
They do
does.
too, but they're glad the Empire seems to be concentrating on larger and larger ships.
Yeah. Some of those monoliths look like an awful lot of money and inconvenience.
It's almost as if one of these days they'll have something like as big as, like, I don't know, moon.
Well, they are talking about how that the Chimera itself has more weaponry on it than any other Star Destroyer in the fleet. Considering it's not the biggest of the Star Destroyers they've seen.
Yeah.
There's rumours of bigger Star Destroyers being built, but they're not sure how big they can get before they're no longer called a Star Destroyer and called something completely stupid.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the Star Destroyer about the size of a small moon.
Yeah.
He just doesn't think that would happen. That's just going to be way too much effort.
Too much expense and effort to put into a project like that. It'd be like building your own planet. It seems ridiculous,
I
right?
can imagine if one thing goes wrong, then the whole thing's shot.
Yeah, he'd hate to have to figure out how to run the thing. And besides, he says, what's the point in having a moon-sized ship if it can't go anywhere? Like, yes, come attack my space station. Look, we came onto the other side of the planet and didn't see it. Oh, I'm so sorry. How useful is your station?
Just don't use the Force.
Do we know what the Force is anymore, though?
You do, actually.
Yeah, I do, yeah. Wait a minute. Yes, I do. I forgot about my book and everything. Isn't it great having my memory and playing in a long-term game?
It's fun.
I don't even know how we started this thing. So there's nothing specific in terms of missions.
Nothing that he has outstanding. He's basically been stuck in the minutiae of getting day-to-day smooth.
So glad it's not me. I say that with, sympathy.
And then
Sincere sympathy.
Trying to make it break even so the clan's not throwing money away at this installation.
Makes
So the
sense.
best way we could help the clan is possibly maybe by either encouraging this tourism and getting it bigger, or helping.
Well, we need to keep it. We need to increase it, but not make it so big that the Empire decides they want to take it over.
Would that mean then strategically it could be a good move to help Randell find resources here so that they'll sink a bit more money into infrastructure and things?
They will pay for any. They will give bonuses to the crew and to the station for anything that they can find that they can use.
And is that something that would attract Empire attention, do you think? Or do you think Randell will keep that quiet to themselves and not?
They've made an agreement to keep it quiet as long as we don't advertise they're here.
Okay, that sounds like actually it might be a good opportunity for us to get credits for us, help the space station and the clan. It kind of ticks all of the boxes we're trying to tick. So I think that what we'll do is we'll go and talk to Randell and
What type of flora and fauna is on the planet?
It's a very tropical planet, mostly water. Yeah.
yeah, that's
Is that big beasties on it?
In the water, perhaps.
Not that you know of.
No, well, there's your other tourism, game hunting.
Well, it's very calm water.
It has no tides because
There's
the
no
only
moon.
moon on the planet is a space station.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so just think the calmest ocean, like beach waters, like Fiji or something, but no tide.
No tide. Yeah.
It's hard to imagine, isn't it?
It is.
Like, yes, we go down to surf and we'll wait for the next wave.
Yeah, like basically the smallest tide ever. So it's very much just that spa and relax and tiny fishing. Probably not. We honestly did not investigate too much into what the deep sea life is.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we didn't. I don't think I ended up down there for long.
People were there for half a day.
Yeah. As we go out, I've said, by the way, I've kind of inherited 10 lobcats, of which I was thinking 8 might make good pest hunters for the space station.
I said, well, if you can train them up, we'll see how they work.
Yeah, okay. I will work on that.
Worst case, they can help train the young ones.
Yeah. And we'll go from there.
I'm sure you remember playing Chase the Loftcat.
Yes.
And losing most of the time.
Yes. I was very grateful for padding.
That's how they train their agility.
Chasing the Loftcat, I imagine that would be a very interesting game for younglings.
I had one named Whitey. He was actually gray, but I named him Whitey because I thought it'd be funny. Legit, I actually had a cat when I was younger. It was orange. I was gonna name it Tiger, but instead I named it Whitey because it had white paws. And so that was, oh, what kind of cat you have? Whitey. Is it white? No, it's orange. 6-year-old me thought this was hilarious.
Yeah.
And honestly, 30-year-old me still thinks this is hilarious.
I was gonna say, it is still amusing.
And it is very Australian.
Exactly.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
It fits right into this country.
I was destined to be here.
It's kind of like when you have a cat and you name it Scooby, and everyone's like, "Do you have a pet?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I have Scooby. He's great." And they're like, "Oh, so it's a dog. It's a Great Dane." And you're like, "No, it's like the smallest cat you can get."
Where you've got a someone who calls his dog my cat.
Yes. Yes. We call him Dog.
It's always good when they've got humanish names sometimes, because then you're like, you would never guess what Jeff did the other day. And cats get up to some queer stuff.
And people visualize what you tell them without realizing it's a cat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, they soon join the dots,
But it is
there's
fun
that
watching
moment
look of
before they
confusion.
do.
Yes.
So yes, you get the okay to train up the cats.
Yep. I will.
As you come out, it seems that the coffee bot comes over and offers a refill.
I will accept that refill. Going to be buzzing and bouncing off the walls soon.
Beeps quite happily at you as it continues on,
I thank
giving
it.
everyone beverages.
Yep. I will thank it. Is it the name it likes to go by? Cough?
Yep.
Okay, I'll thank Cough. Before I go to find Chandra Dell... Is it Chandra?
Chandra, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
With my 2 lieutenants? Is that what you call them?
Yep.
Yeah,
Cool. Sounds about right.
I'm guessing, do we pass through or by our hangar on our way to...
you do pass by the hangar, and
do
as you're
we
passing
see-
by the hangar, you see a bunch of Wookiees in there screaming at the mechanic and at
Brum brum?
Brum Brum.
Oh, okay. So the Wookiees are involved now. and then Lurch going...
And the Lurch is just like...
shaking his head. Alright. I'll check to see if Chandra's in.
Yes, after passing these growling, screeching, and how rude.
Yeah, I forgot how rude. I don't know how I can forget that, because that's kind of like the main thing.
Yep. That and Misa. Because that's another.
So what does that conversation sound like then?
Misa, how rude.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, so we'll go and talk to her about
Okay,
what
so
we can do to help them help us.
once you get access into their hangar, you have to wait for them to open it
Yeah,
because
fair.
their doors were locked from the other side.
Fair enough.
And you come in to see that the whole hangar is being refitted.
I'll apologise for not having an appointment.
It looks very professional. You can see long probes that are taking
I
up
almost
half
would
the
have
hangar.
worked here. Except I'm too much of a Mandalorian.
The tech here looks very old.
I'm not too worried by that.
That doesn't look like it's new tech, but hey, they've been using this tech for thousands of years, and they still work.
Having had my
Works for them.
experiences on the place with the Star Destroyer that the Mandalorian, all the Mandalorian armor and stuff like that on there, I'm actually, respectful of old tech that still functions and runs.
And you can't even imagine half the things this tech actually does, because it looks nothing like the stuff they have now. You'd think a droid about the size of you could probably do more than this stuff that's almost the length of your ship.
Suitably awestruck.
But hey, everything gets smaller over
But
time.
not visibly so, necessarily.
And Chandra comes over and says, hey, did you get your ship you were looking for?
Parts of it.
Sounds like a story.
Yes. If you've got time, I'm happy to give you a summary.
Sure, we just cooked up some bagels.
This sounds like an invitation for food, which I will not turn down.
We traded with some of the locals down on the planet for basically for shiny rocks that we didn't need.
You sound like a wise woman. I would pick edible bagels over shiny rocks myself.
To be honest, we probably could have sold them for more than we got, but we thought the locals could use it. We could do with the food, and we feel we got a better end of the deal because they still have to work the rocks and make them useful.
Yeah, that's true.
So no point selling them at market value if they could never afford it.
God, it'd be funny if I found out they were kyber crystals.
Well, we know there's probably some down there, so
Yeah, that's true.
in that museum.
And so, how can I help you? She says after giving you bagels
And we will recount the story of MT-70 and our adventures with TLS eBayer.
So yeah, she's dealt with him. That's who she got the engine from.
Yes, that's how we knew that he was there.
And then we had to reboard the engine, fix 90% of it, replace the other 10% of it, and
you
then
can
it was
see
working.
why we refer to him as that little space rat.
Couldn't that be TSR?
Space.
TLSR.
Oh, it's hyphenating.
Okay.
And in editing terms, that counts as one letter. That's how you get around it. You have to come up with acronyms, particularly if the department doesn't want it to spell something like farts, which every office employee worked really hard to get the acronym to say, and then some executive goes, I don't think I'm going to let you guys get away with that.
I like
Hey, the Australian space team is called ARS.
Yeah.
I know.
And they kept it.
I think they somewhat did it on purpose, though. Because they market that, excuse the phrase and the pun intended, to shit.
Yeah.
So, yes. Alright. All puns aside, my captain tells me that you could do with some help surveying.
Yes, we have various locations we'd like explored. We've managed to map the actual system, so you don't have to blind jump and hope you find something.
That sounds very helpful.
But we haven't done more than for a couple of them just confirming they exist. The last thing you want is to see a star out there and go, is that within our range? And then realizing no.
Yeah. Yep, no, I absolutely get that too. It sounds like you guys have definitely done your research. We would definitely be interested in doing some work. We've certainly got some costs and bills that we need to pay for, so we're keen to work hard too.
Well, we have retainers for people going off and doing work where we will give you 100 credits a week for being available for work.
Yep.
And then for each thing you do, there are a scale that goes up from there.
Okay.
Mainly because we rather be open about what we're paying people.
Fair enough.
And we don't have a huge amounts and we've actually got to bring results in to make it work that way.
Also fair. Do you have somewhere that you, well, first of all, will our ship need some kind of upgrade, or will we need to get some sort of specific scanners on our ship?
Well, to start with, you can interface with probes with left-in systems and get the data, because the probes aren't sending out the information.
Okay.
It has to be retrieved.
Maybe
It
we
also
can definitely do
stops
that.
third parties from picking up that there's something of interest there.
True.
And the probes themselves are fairly robust and hard to damage. They will send out an alert that we can pick up if someone's tampering with them, and that's part of the unstandby. If we pick up a thing's being tampered with, we'd like to send people out to stop said tampering.
Yeah. That's actually a good move.
But we can't guarantee what's there. It could be a little more than we can hold off on our scout ship.
I was going to say we have a scanner, but it's only a generalised.
Your ship scanner should be better than your general scanner.
Okay, yeah, okay, well that's good to know, because I don't know a difference. I just know that, we've got things like a long-range transceiver and
Which
surveillance
means
detectors.
that the long-range transceiver means you'll be able to talk to us from any system you jump to.
Well, there you
as
go.
long as you're within the sector.
Yep.
If you go too far away, it will drop out.
Yeah, well, at least we know we can communicate with them without needing that, because we've got that already.
Because they're also not as common as you may expect, because the Empire doesn't like people talking between systems. They prefer it go at a snail's pace, and they control interplanetary communication.
Well, to be honest, we got this long-range transceiver a long time ago, and that's probably why we still got it.
They confiscate those things when they find them.
To be honest, I'm surprised we still have it, but I'm glad we do. And I'm glad I didn't almost sell it to try and buy parts for MT7D. Now that I know that. I should actually write a note there for my bad memory that says basically don't sell, hard to get back. I am writing exactly that down.
Smart.
So, what sort of job would you like to take on? Are you wanting to start off with just simple download of data from probes?
That sounds probably
we are new at this job, so while I'd like to do the hardest jobs as soon as possible to earn the most money.
Well, the hardest job is finding systems that will not actually scan on maps, and that could end you in a black hole.
Believe in learning to walk before you start running, and buying a plane before you try to fly, or a ship, more precisely for this thing. We as much as I'd be eager to start off with something bigger, I think starting off with the small things is more achievable and will allow us to learn the skills that we need in order to move up in the chain of the jobs you need doing.
Yeah, that's always a good start. And also be aware that you may find intelligent life in some of these systems. They may or may not be space capable, and they may or may not be violent.
Violence we can deal with. I'm a Mandalorian.
Well, she thought the last point would actually cheer you up a bit.
I think I would like to think that I smiled when I said that. I was looking down when I wrote that down because I was trying to write down what we were doing, and my brain wasn't working, so I wrote retrieve 4 different ways.
Retrieve, get, discover,
No, retrieve I here? No. Wait a minute. The I before E rule doesn't stand for everything crap. What was he saying about violence?
I wrote retrieve twice, and I spelled it 2 different ways each time.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to trust that I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, well...
Well, when you read it back later, it's like, what am I meaning here?
The problem is when you used to be a professional editor, it becomes a point of pride.
It's a
Like, if
point.
someone else reads this shit and they knew I was an editor, I'm going to get criticised.
Shorthand and transcribing a different skill to editing.
Plus, I have pain brain now, so if anyone's got an excuse, it'll be me.
Exactly.
I have nerves conducting electric shocks through my body randomly, several dozens of times a day.
Okay, so
Got a good excuse.
she gives you a code cylinder that you'll need to plug into the probe to be able to get information out of it. Says without the code cylinder, it will see you as hostile if you try to do anything but plug it in.
Do not lose code cylinder. Please don't be that the first thing that happens. Okay. To access the probes. Please don't rely on my writing notes for referral because I'm writing really shorthand. And I may look back at it later and go, I'm not sure what we were doing. Alright, we will prepare our ship and head off. I gather she gives us the coordinates of the probes that she wants us to visit. And how many probes do we need to...
Well, for the first case, she's just sending you to do one to
do one, come back?
Well, I said you were wanting to check to see how well you are at it.
Yep, fair enough.
Not wanting to throw you in the deep end too
Short
far,
trip.
so you're on the closest probe, which is about a day's trip away.
Yep.
Reason it's a day's trip is it's not on a known hyperlink.
Yeah, fair enough.
And you always travel slower
I
when you don't know where you're going.
would be expecting that probes aren't going to necessarily be in high traffic places or easy to get places, because why else would you need to set up probes to find out information but for putting them in places where you don't know much. So,
And the probes generally sit on the outside of systems scanning from a distance so people can't detect them.
yeah.
Last thing you want is to discover a pirate base and have them go, oh look, there's an active thing.
Here's a thing that's spying on us. Yeah.
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 We are now going to hide and ambush these people when they come through to collect information from the thing.
Exactly.
So
Which means we need to be careful when entering the system.
So with the code cylinder is a bunch of instructions on how to get there
Yep.
and when to drop out.
Yep.
Basically, always act as if wherever you're going to is about to attack you.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Sounds about right.
Well, it's not like they can scan ahead and say, hey, what's happening there?
Hey, what's going on? Yeah.
Alright, so, is there anything else we need to know?
Don't die.
Great
Prefer not
advice.
She says that to all her crew before they head out.
Yeah,
Not always successful, but hey.
as Kana said, it's good
Some
advice.
people just don't like to listen.
Yeah, they're doing it as an act of rebellion. You told me not to die, so I'm gonna die.
Exactly. That's exactly what's happening.
I also don't have 2 neurons to synapse with.
Okay, so when you make it back to your hangar, so with Brum Brum now with a bunch of Wookiees and a Koi Knight, how does Brum Brum deal with that?
Sorry, I just had a mental blur. I think it's catching.
Sorry.
How do I deal with what?
A bunch of Wookiees and a Koi Knight.
Yep.
So the mechanic
Okay,
is-
so the mechanic is the Koi Knight.
Yep.
And the Wookiees are
Have come along.
just general hands.
General hands, they're Wookiees.
We've made fairly decent progress.
General Hands refers to goes by Hank.
We've made fairly decent progress. We've worked out that there's misfire in the gearbox, or sure. Not misfire. There's a problem with the gearbox. The aircon system on yes, please. The aircon system on the ship is up and operational. The safety systems are operational. This ship actually has a weapon, and the weapon systems. They need a software patch to make them work with the main computer, and just got to fix the left wing. Other than that, we've made great progress.
So, and while you're thinking that, you turn around and notice the Wookiees have started stripping the hull of all the pieces so they can start looking at the insides.
Yeah, well, they're stripping the left the left wing to fix to see how bad the damage is to the left wing.
So when he asks, "All right, what progress have you made on this?" you wouldn't want to say, "Oh yeah, we've made a dent in it," because
not yet.
you want to try to take the dent out. So.
Yes, not yet. We haven't made a dent in it yet. But no, all the upgrades that are on the ship are working. Most except for the weapon system, which is mostly working. But all the other upgrades.
It always fires on a Tuesday.
Yes. Especially only at 11 a.m.
Whether you push the button or not.
I don't know why, but it's 11 a.m. 11 minutes past 11. But yeah, so it's not far off. Once we've when I say not far off, once we fix the gearbox and sort out what the issue is with the left wing, then it can be taken for a test flight. The weapon system isn't what's delaying it. It's just that's something to get it ready, just in case.
You also see that they've the Wookiees have brought in cranes to lift the ship off the ground so they can actually inspect the underside that was broken.
Yes, because we haven't got that far yet.
Is that too much? Past two. Oh, take your time. If you like the chocolate covered pretzels, you're welcome to have more, but I just gave you a couple so you could try. Thank you. Do you want these?
You grab the milk off the top shelf. And half drunk it.
Yeah, that's good. I just remembered that I would like to. Here is an open drink right here. Alright. So you've organised your Wookiees and your mechanic?
Yep.
So more than half of the landing bay is filled with parts.
Are we going to still be able to get out of here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Might not be able to get back in again, might you leave?
I let the Wookiees and the Coinite, the mechanic, know that if they could please leave us room to get back in, we'd really appreciate that. Hopefully my knowing how to speak Wookiee gives me enough credit and respect with them that they'll actually make sure that there's room for us to get back in. But will I know how to contact them ahead of time as we're coming back, so if they have taken over the whole area, they can maybe shift stuff.
Well, if you come in on the edge of the system, you can take time to
get in. Yeah, she said you have to travel out kind of relatively slow, so it's going to take us a day to get out there and a day to get back. I presume you're coming with us while the mechanic and the Wookiees are fixing your ride.
Yep. They've been given specific instructions on what they're allowed and not allowed to do.
Yep.
I can only see how that would go wrong.
I could foreshadow if I didn't say that word that yes, it would be stripped for parts. And
Yeah,
sold off.
possibly.
Absolutely.
Have you shown them photos of, oh, I can't remember their names. What are the names of the two Gungan cousins?
Nana Miss and
Nana Miss and
Lala Truth.
Lala Truth. And
And
told them they're not allowed in here at all.
yes.
And you should stick photos next to the door.
They're on the big floor to ceiling posters over here.
the mechanic says none shall pass.
Nice.
I like it.
I was going to say, work even better if you describe the mechanic as a guy with long white hair and a long white beard.
Just
Who just happened to have a spear that was as tall as a staff. And a grey cloak. No, white?
He just has a really
White.
good
What?
touch.
No,
grey.
it's grey. Grey.
He's
Grey
great at that
cloak.
time, yeah.
Or coat, you know. Oh no, they've got a lot of cloaks in Star Wars. It could be a cloak, totally.
Totally.
It might just be a crowbar that he's using to unbend things.
That's what it is.
A crowbar that blows up on him.
It's Star
It's
Wars.
a space crowbar, of course it is.
Yes.
Everything blows. Alright, we will set off as soon as we conceivably can. I will check on my kittens, make sure they're all okay. And
They seem to be settling in nicely in your room here.
I'll make sure they've got food and water.
Remember how you got really into Mandalorian language and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
When you start finding the Mandalorian names for like
Yeah.
Peaches, Blinky.
That's pretty much.
All those
My plan is to
silly
find some really tough sounding names that essentially mean cloud.
Yes.
Or call one Destroyer of Worlds.
Yeah. One's going to be called Destroyer of Worlds.
Yeah.
The other one's going to be called.
That one's gonna be the runt.
Yeah. The other one's going to be called Commander of Millions.
Yeah. Yes.
And then the one called Jawa, baby.
Yes.
There you go.
I have to rewatch this to get all this back so that I can.
Mm.
I need to ask Ross to help me because he's better at the languages than I am because he's got a better memory.
Be pretty good.
So yes, you start heading out in the ship. And as you're heading out, you hear it from behind you.
Okay, got out of my place. That's okay.
Signal followed you.
That's okay.
You now have Destroyer of Worlds on the ship.
That's okay. I'm knowing animals like I do, they're probably going to keep escaping, but I mostly don't want them to get up to something that might hurt them. So I'll just try and keep an eye on them. But I really need to get like microchips or GPSs or something of the equivalent so I know where they are at all times and I can just do something like look at my data pad and be able to trace where all my kittens are gone.
And then you see that they're all in your bedroom as you watch one of them walk in front of you.
All of them but one?
No, the chips would all be in the bedroom.
Oh, right, okay. They know how to get the collars or chips off?
Quite possible.
Even if I told them it's just because I want to make sure they're safe and I can find them if someone nasty comes along?
Can you imagine the cat actually following what you asked it to do?
Some do. If you bribe them with enough tuna.
Have you
And I'm prepared to bribe them with everything it takes.
Did you give them enough space tuna yet?
Yes, I will be make sure that there is sufficient goods to bribe.
Okay, so yes,
Space tuna.
you have no problems taking off.
Well, they're space whales.
They're space whales, so
Yeah,
space
space tuna. Sorry.
The last vision you have of the cyborg Pegasus is of the Quaino shaking his head at the Wookiees who are all gesturing loudly in his direction.
In which direction?
The Cloakhouse direction.
Oh, okay.
Apparently they're trying to convince him.
I see. Well, hopefully they do. We'll see. Well, destroyer boards can sit on my lap, or my shoulder, depending on what I'm doing.
Destroyer World happily sits on your lap and purrs itself to sleep.
I'm not allowed to get up now.
No, it's illegal. Everybody knows this. It's space law.
It is. Yeah. I'm gonna have to get an armor now. I'm gonna waste up my money on armor for my cats.
Do you know how tempted I was, like when I was buying all the stuff for my Mandalorian cosplay, to not get the 3D printed Mandalorian helmet for cats to put on my chihuahuas?
Oh god.
I had to stop myself so
You
bad.
must have rolled a 20 on resistance.
Something.
That's next year.
Yeah, no, that's next year. That's called when I have money again. Because I have no money now.
But you got cool armor.
Yeah, I got cool armor, so that's all that matters.
So yes,
Yeah.
as you're heading off, someone's got to do the astrogation roll to make sure you can reach your destination.
Are you the best at astrogation?
I think either you or Ross.
I was gonna say,
I'm
I
not
have a feeling
sure
Ross
where.
might be. It is definitely not.
Yes, I get the map, the galactic map, and throw a dart at it. That's my astrogation skill.
I've got astrogation.
Yeah, just remember, if it's got anything to do with computers, I'm completely useless at it.
No, the space cats aren't real.
I've got 1 yellow and 3. 1 yellow, 3 green.
I only have 3 green, so I think you're probably the best.
better than others.
Yeah. Because it's based off of intellect, yeah.
That's 1.
Yeah, 1 yellow, 3 green.
And
So,
you're gonna have someone helping you.
So all that.
Yeah.
Oh.
why are there so many blacks? Oh, because we're going to an
You're going
uncharted.
to an uncharted.
I don't like these ones.
Yeah.
The black ones I'm not so worried about. It's the red ones that.
The red ones are interesting.
Is he going to aggravate the rest?
He has been shaved, so that will make it work.
Yeah, well, one of the reasons.
Oh,
for
why
Oh,
you do
crap.
that? Why?
I mean, oh darn.
Oh, dank ferric. Yeah, that was bad.
Something takes away that red one that's not so pleasant.
Does this mean you're up to my piloting skills? Because I have none.
This is astrogation. This isn't piloting.
Yeah, I know. My intellect
You
is
have-
3,
yeah.
I think.
So technically, you ended up with a advantage and a despair. Let me see what
Oh,
nice things
no.
that does.
Why is it as soon as we roll the dice, everything goes to pot?
And
This is what happens when we-
despair.
This is what happens when we.
I am happy I'm cuddling my space cat.
I was gonna say the Star Wars dice hate us.
Yeah, I think we should buy new dice just for us.
And I think
Martin never touches.
Yep.
Oh, that's what it is. We just have to use dice that Mark never touches. They only like him.
Okay, so yes, you put in your stuff. The computer accepts your destination, and you
Oh,
pull
we're
the
going to end
lever.
up 2 days in the wrong direction.
That's not good.
What happened?
You head off,
We head off. Okay.
and you know you've got a day's wait before you reach your destination.
Is there any way any of us can tell if it's a good or a bad outcome?
If you come out,
We're
early.
still alive.
I mean, aside from Carla, does anyone else have astrogation?
He doesn't have it.
He doesn't have astrogation either? Oh.
From
Do
the
we have
method.
no one? Oh, you have
Remember.
astrogation.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
because I made sure to take it.
After the last time.
Another one of us has to take astrogation so that we've got a backup for when
Yeah, because the
the
other
roll hates
the
us.
other one was Mark, and
Yeah.
Mark's out for now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
So, yeah, we'll need to try and maybe. Yeah, there's just so many things to get.
Mm.
There's
It's really
always
hard to cover all the bases,
so much more to do.
especially when you're trying to fill it out over different players. And if a player's unable to attend, then there's not much you can do. You didn't put your blanket on your lap so that you could summon cat.
So this Kate cat
Still, so.
It's okay.
Honestly, was also happy sitting on where I was sitting earlier. It's like, I'm taking this seat now.
This is my spot.
Warm. See, he heard that there was an imaginary space cat sitting on my lap.
And he got jealous.
He's like, no, that's my imaginary spot. And I'm going to make it real.
I'm gonna make it a real life spot.
Okay, so yes, what's your character's plans while you're about a day's wait in hyperspace?
So it's just destroy our world on board.
Destroy your worlds and wood, yes. No other love cats.
I will.
Oh, aren't the other cats in the...
They're back on station.
You
Are they?
said you didn't say you're putting them on the ship.
I said check on them in my quarters.
In
make
which
sure
case,
they're safe.
they're at the other 9 are in your quarters
Yeah,
on the ship.
yeah. That's the idea was that
You don't
I
need
need to train them regularly, so I can't disappear for a couple of days. I've got to train them.
Oh, so they are on board.
Yeah,
Yep.
all because I've got to train them while they're young. I
So
can't
when
disappear.
Kayana gets time away, she wants to go check out the cats and go play with them.
You would
So-
be
But
you
should anybody come in, she'll just be like,
As soon as you open
Yep.
the door, they scatter across the ship.
she's just gonna.
You've been
Is there
given.
actually a jet black one?
Quite possibly.
I was
Cool.
going to
I'm
say
going to
you've been
adopt that
given.
one, but and I'll call it Ragnarok.
That's a cool name.
I was going to say you've been given rules about not doing certain things to not spoil their training, because they will have to be working cats.
Yep.
So no treats, etc., unless they're actually training and that kind of thing.
Yep. She is not gonna do anything other than just look at them.
Yes, but I think Martin said you open the doors to my room to look at the loft cats, and
Yep.
they spread out over the ship and scatter.
Yep.
So now you get to wrangle 9 cats.
Yep.
Unless Ragnarok goes to Carlin, in which case you'll know where at least 1 out of 9 of the cats is.
Yeah. So
And within moments of them scattering, you start hearing clanging coming from crawlways.
They're in the vents.
so I get to
We've got
play.
movement.
I can play hide and seek with 9 loth cats. So that would be fun. That's what I'm gonna do.
And every now and then you hear meow.
No one else is around. Kind of open me out back at them. Yeah.
I almost want to roll to see if I catch you.
I know, right? You're funny.
Or more precisely, see if you roll and make sure no one else catches you.
I know, right?
And then
I guess that would be a
say,
perception roll for Kayana
Yeah.
to see if she notices if anyone else is paying attention.
Let's see. I have pretty good perception. Let's see.
I was going to say, you do have pretty good perception.
It's only based on cunning, but I only have 2 yellow.
There you go, there's your face pool.
Oh gosh. There we go.
50 only all the other lost cats see you.
I somehow got nothing, so that
You
means
gotta
I failed.
You got a result of nothing, which is a failure. So yes, you go meow, and then you look up and notice that Thea is staring directly at you.
I walk away. I don't say anything, I just walk away.
And then you hear meows coming from the crawlways above. Big response. Last
I
banging.
hear, oh god.
And then lights start flickering.
I'm going to have to chase down 9 cats. Unless Ragnarok ends up with Carlin.
Destroyer of Worlds voices hears displeasure of you trying to get up.
I explained to Destroyer of Worlds, and unless the other 9 cats are rounded up,
So is that ceiling cat?
Yes, ceiling cat. And then we're gonna have a tartar sauce up in here, and then there's gonna be
Tabasco.
And Sparky, the one who keeps fighting the guys.
Yeah, there you go.
So I'll gently put Destroyer Boards down and see if I can round up the other cats.
I will try to learn from Thea.
Okay, so you find yourselves having to crawl in places not meant for you to be wearing armor in.
I think I just had a look around just to check that he hasn't pooped somewhere, and he may still have, but he's definitely, if he hasn't pooped, he's farted. Well, he's big now. I'm like, right, okay, you wanted to be cuddled so you could purr and look so innocent and then fart.
Yep.
Yep.
He does that to me most mornings.
Thanks, that was entirely pleasant. Oh.
That's what my dog likes to sit right here.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why? Why?
I'm so comfortable and relaxed.
And then I was like, stop it, go away.
Yeah, that's kind of pretty much it.
And then gets offended by the smell of the leaves.
I know.
I will choose Destroyer of Worlds or Commander of Vermilion to help me try and round up the rest of the Wolf Cats.
Commander of Vermilion actually helps you destroy your worlds, is happy with your team.
Fine.
Has now claimed it as his own.
Okay, well that's fine. As long as that one's staying put and the other one's helping, we're all good.
Okay, so yes, you're in the crawlways with Kayana,
Yeah.
chasing down cats who seem to be going, playtime.
Once cats are rounded up, presuming it doesn't take us the whole day to do, I will start checking over the ship and repairing anything that needs repairing.
And while you're in the crawlways, you feel the ship jump out of hyperspace early.
Okay. I will go and find out what's going on.
As you're bounced around to the passageways.
Yes, and I will also yell for Broom Crash to ask him our astro
I'll
navigationist.
give each of you who's in the crawlways an athletics check.
How do I know? Athletics.
Thankfully, I'm good.
There's your difficulty dice.
I've got a rank in athletics at least, and I've got 3 in brawn.
So you got a decent roll.
I also, though, cannot put down cat.
So it looks like Kayana got 2 successes, an advantage, and a triumph. So, what does Kayana do with her triumph now that she's doing this?
Swings out of the ceiling thing, does a roll.
The rest of the cats come out of the ceiling and she catches all of them.
Yes.
Okay, you find yourself with an armful of cats.
You say this like it's a problem. So she wants on her head. So she's like, okay.
What do we do now?
If I can kind of see her, I'm like, put them in the back.
And then we have Thala doing
Yeah,
Thala's one.
so I had 1 rank in athletics and 3 in brawn.
Okay.
Do I get an advantage because I've got a cat in my arms?
So you succeed with 2 threats. So your character gets...
I was going to say, does Destroyer of Worlds eliminate one of those threats?
Where's Destroy the World? The threat.
Yeah, probably. You farted. It's bad.
Scared the.
Apparently you got trapped in the ventilation with the cats having been scared. They got a little gas
What
under
are you
there.
trying to do? Kicking me and kind of pouring me. It's kind of like, I want you to be in a different position than you're in.
Yep.
And I'm like, I can't be in any different position than I'm in
I
right
want to feel
now.
well supported. So you're walking all over my stomach of late.
Gotcha.
It's going to be topped soon. Because I am generally the less forgiving one.
So, what is Broom Broom Crash doing while, because you wouldn't have spent the entire time in the cockpit staring out?
Curl up there. This is not a space you can curl into a ball.
He's trying his best.
Communicating with the Koi Knight about additional upgrades and stuff that I want done on the ship.
Okay, you get a lot of grunts, and you're not sure if it's a yes or a no, but it sounds positive. At least you're telling him what you want.
Exactly. I feel better. I feel better about it.
And in the background, you hear non-armies trying to get into the bay, and then a quite a horrific sounding scream. You've heard it before. It sounds as if someone has pulled Nana Mrs. Ear.
Well, it was either that or the hot water bottle. So, probably the lesser of two evils.
Well, you took the hot water bottle with you.
Mm. Yeah, so they're getting the lesser of two evils.
You could have left the hot water bottle with the cookies. And the chewy.
And you hear in the background a faint Elrood as Nana misleads.
I can only imagine like the shenanigans that like both Anonymous and the other one probably get up to.
Yep.
Like pretty much the Three Stooges, but only two of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the other Stooges right here.
Yeah. Here's the other one. We got.
How rude.
Mo got tired of dealing with Larry and Curly and just went on his own. That's what's going on.
Well, they
He
stole
was
his
the
ship.
smarter of the three.
Yeah.
So yes, that you seem to be doing that, and then you find yourself battered about a bit as the ship comes out of hyperspace early.
Potentially problematic.
Because you can hear me going, what's going on?
And clunk, 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 clunk. And look, I got all the cats.
Got him.
So obviously, other members of the group had their hands full.
Put them back
Literally.
in my quarters.
I do that. The best I can.
Okay, so as you go to do that, I will give you a. We will make it a charm check for your character. As you try to put the cats back.
Nice. Huh. Wait. No. It's in the social skills. Okay.
So it is social skills, and it
It
uses
says
presence.
Oh, it says, that's okay.
What's the difficulty?
And I'll make it just 2.
Okay.
Not particularly hard, but hey, it might get worse every time.
Well, we're gonna count that one. Doesn't help me.
So you got an advantage. So as you open the door, you find yourself holding a single cat.
Oh, where are the rest of them going?
And apparently, as soon as the door opened, that was their signal.
That's a signal. I think you need to get the silent doors. Like, doors scare
So
them.
does this mean she didn't get them in?
Well, she got one cat, and the other, as soon as the door opened, they scattered.
Oh. This is gonna be work. Later. Need to go see what's happening with this astrogation.
And what is Carla doing at the moment the ship jumps out of hyperspace?
I really need to learn computer so I can do a scanner sweep.
What are you working on in the time frame that you think you're going to be resting?
Oh, okay, so I'll just okay, well I'll go up to the cockpit to find out what's going on.
Okay, so you're the first to make it to the cockpit as you see alarms blinking all over control panels.
Well, I do have pilots in space, so what's the alarms for?
Give me a computer check.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll assist.
Well, Broom Broom hasn't made it into the cockpit yet.
Oh, right.
Well, was it? I believe that's 2 green. Because I actually don't have my character sheet in front of me. I think I got an intelligence of 2.
Here, I can pull them up real quick.
I believe you do have computers of 2 green.
Yeah. That's why I was hoping to get from piloting space.
I built in for cat, hopefully he doesn't poop on it later. I think that's what he wants. He wants it.
Oh my god, this is almost as bad as Neovirus.
No, that's just Ragnarok.
Okay, so with your net 1 failure,
Yeah.
apparently your character's been not paying attention to how all the status reports go out. And what does he think is happening? Considering he doesn't believe, as a player, you don't believe you're correct, what does Carly think is happening?
Okay. This is our freighter one, isn't it? So it's our not bloody Brum piece of crap.
No. This is our older freighter that's been refurbished.
Okay. Glitch in the system, and then it's a refurbish.
Okay. And then
Okay.
Room comes into the room. As you're calling out, it's just a glitch.
How?
And he hears the, at least it's not Rum's piece of crap as he's walked in.
Nisa says, that's in the toilet.
Hey, it's better than that was that's left in your bed, like Rocket does.
Really, we don't need that.
Okay, so as Brum comes in, he sees all these controls doing. What is Brum's computer use?
My computers is...
I've got a ranking computer, thank God, but I'm not in the room yet.
Computers is...
Unless I can somehow make it in the room.
1 plus 3.
1 plus 3.
1 yellow, 3
So-
green.
There's an extra green, 2 yellow.
And I'll let you do it.
I don't know if she's trusting right now.
Well, I did the one with the red dice, and that did not work out well. So.
Oh, yeah, you got one. Okay.
Ha!
Okay, so you got a triumph, a success, and an advantage. So what does our Gungan think with the triumph is happening right now? Which has pulled you out of hyperspace.
What kind of things do pull you out of hyperspace?
Anything you can. Most things do.
Large body of gravity, or an interdiction cruiser.
Out in the middle of nowhere, if it's an interdiction cruiser, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
We're dead.
A Starbucks drive-through.
Okay, so
A
you...
buck stars.
Yeah, sorry, Buckstar.
So you find yourself in the middle of nowhere.
It's like one of those
Because we don't have the coffee break.
coffee trucks that just set up on the side of the road.
Yeah.
It's just in the middle of space.
Yep.
And you see in front of you just what appears to be a huge structure of some kind.
Which is Donald Max now serving
Breakfast?
yeah
24 hours?
sausage make
Muffins.
And ample.
Muffin Max.
Yep.
It's just some random fuel stop.
Well, it's good to know there's a random fuel stop out here.
You don't see any blinking lights, just that the structure's taking, obscuring the stars in a large field in front of you. It's big enough that it, being in your path, pulled you out of hyperspace. And you're still hurtling towards it.
Brakes.
yes
Steering.
braking gently apply the brakes.
As you go to sit down, you see Destroyer of Worlds looking up at you.
He says that, how rude.
It's entirely appropriate.
Misa says, do you want to be turned into a Happy Meal?
It purrs at you.
Misa starts picking up.
Pick it up, stick it in your lap, sit down, start getting the work done. It'll be easier than having it jump up and claw the crap out of your legs on its way.
And yeah, slowly apply the brakes and...
Okay, you start powering up the ship's engines to slow down.
Wouldn't they be working?
Hyperspace uses different engines
Oh,
than
right,
your.
okay.
Managers.
It's sort of like if you have a boat that uses sails and propeller, and then the wind dies.
Kind of like a hybrid. Battery power and petrol engine. Okay. Alright. Start up the...
So apparently ammonium engines will take the place of electric vehicles.
Or AA batteries.
Okay, so as you start powering things up, you see that you seem to be getting some sort of signal from the vehicle in front of you. I'm not sure if it's a vehicle or a station or just this big thing.
Hoi hoi.
And you just get garbled back. You're not exactly sure what they're saying or what's happening.
Nisa again says hoi hoi.
And then you get more garbled back.
Nisa, I turned to Thea and said, "Well, I've
Am
said
I in the
Then
room
Thea
yet?
walks in.
Okay.
I've said hoi hoi twice, and this
Just ask in Galactic Common.
I will switch to Galactic Common.
That's just us talking.
Joking.
Rather than the Simpsonite.
Is hoi hoi any different from Galactic Common?
Not really.
No. Didn't think so.
But you got a Gungan saying it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the accent.
Yeah, it's absolutely the accent. Yeah, so I'll try and take over
Okay.
and see if I can get anything out of this. Do we have a translator on the ship, or?
I believe I've got when I did my. I believe I could be wrong.
Xenology can actually do translation.
Yeah, I don't have Xenology. Oh, I do. I have a rank in Xenology
Okay.
and 3 in intellect, which is
Then
what's
you can do a
required.
Xenology check.
Oh no, I'm just going to voice
Can I
transfer.
do a Xenology check then?
You can.
So 3 in intellect, which means 3 dice, and 1 rank means 1 yellow.
Okay, so
Not bad, not bad.
so you ended up with 2 successes.
That works out well.
You think there's something wrong with either their microphone or the transmission.
Okay.
You're struggling to get through whatever is causing interference.
Am I able to figure out what that interference is, or at least communicate to Broom Broom or any other people that come into the room that have those kind of skills that there's something wrong?
Well, technically, you think you have the skills, so you
Okay.
fiddle with the instruments.
Yep.
And eventually, you start to hear more intelligent voice.
Intelligible words.
So you think it's like when you're tuning into a station
Yeah.
and it's off station,
Yep. Okay. So I'll see if I can fine tune it and actually get a message.
and it's comes through with a requesting identification, and it seems to have itself listed as a antiquated service stop.
I will give them the.
Not listed on any star charts.
First of all, I'll make sure this gets marked on the star charts. I gather we've got like a generic name that we give to people, and an ID that we give to people as a part of travelling around as Mandalorians. So I'll give them that information, because otherwise it'll be suspicious if we give no identification. And right now we don't want to attract too much attention, and I think running away might attract attention.
A little bit.
And hopefully they're happy with that.
Okay, you see lights start to blink on this structure.
Yep.
And they seem to be leading to a landing bay.
Okay, we will land. I don't see any reason kind of why not. We might find out more information from them.
You might.
We are supposed to be surveying the area, so if we can figure out if these people are pirates or not, that would be good info for Randell. So while we're getting into landing gear, I am going to yell an order for my group members to arm up. That we will be friendly with these people, but on alert, because they could be pirates.
Okay. So as you're flying along, you said that there's a lot of damage on the side of this thing as you're coming in.
Yep.
Are
Okay.
Side question: are they allergic to cats?
They may be the most terrifying thing in the world
One
to
of
them.
them.
They might not even breathe oxygen.
They might not. Alright, so does the damage that I can see look like they've been attacked or like someone's crashed into them?
Okay, do you have a warfare skill?
Probably not.
Oh, I do.
What is a warfare skill?
It's under knowledge.
On the right hand side.
No.
Not on that sheet.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, it's one of the newer ones that we added.
On the online page. It's on the
Oh,
online
yeah.
page.
Yeah, well, I probably don't then, because
I took a skill in that.
I've never heard of it before.
Yeah.
No.
I've never heard of it before, then the answer is no, but
It's like lightsabers not on those sheets.
Kayana
Yeah.
does, so I gather she's looking with me.
Mm-hmm. Well, you call them all together.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that just upgrades one green to a yellow.
And I'll make it 3 purple as well.
Okay.
So that's a warfare skill to get.
Okay.
I
Somehow.
won't bother putting lightsaber down because I don't need to learn how to use a lightsaber.
None. That's all I got.
Okay, you're not sure what happened
I
here.
haven't been in a war. Don't ask me.
Alright. I will take note, but, you know.
Yeah, whatever it is, it was damaging.
Well, from the fact that you need a warfare roll to do it, it's probably some sort of warfare something. But, yeah.
Guessing they got in a fight. Or, this is out in the middle of nowhere. I'm expecting rednecks. Like, this could be a drunk driving accident, for all we know.
It could have been a parking incident in the warfare car park.
Yeah. It's a good name, an alternate name for the place.
Okay, so as you come in and land in there, you see this has facilities for a ship about 10 times your size.
Okay. Well, that's also interesting to note.
And looks as if there are a bunch of restaurants along the docking area that doesn't look like anyone's used in a long time.
Wow. Yep. So they're off the beaten path and they haven't been in business very much. Doesn't sound good for them, but it could be good for us.
It's probably
If
bad.
Randell could make use of them.
And you see a droid about the size of a small car
Okay.
rumble along a pathway into view.
Okay. Do I see any signs of weapons?
It doesn't seem to have any weapons on it.
Okay. Droids, you never know, but
They tend to hide them.
they tend to hide them rather well, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will go out to greet the droid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to decide if I should leave some of my people on board just in case. Can I do a perception?
Sure.
I don't really want to because I'm probably going to fail.
Make it 2 purple.
I do have a rank and it's cunning, so it's 2, so it's not great.
I've got
So 1 yellow and 1 green.
I've got 1 yellow and 2 green.
Excuse me.
I have 2 yellows.
Well, you guys are both welcome to do perception.
Each of you can do it. At the moment, we're
Okay.
having.
Yeah, because
having
like
a
she
look.
was saying that she was doing it. Yeah. Go here and then I'll transfer.
Oh,
Okay, not bad actually.
could be. Could have been worse.
Yeah. Where's this one?
It was 2 triumphs, 2 successes.
So you end up with a success.
One success.
So as you're looking out there, you realise that the style of the droid is quite a few centuries old.
Okay.
And you don't know of any of these droids still in service. And by the look of its treads, it doesn't have wheels. It actually has like tank treads.
Oh, okay. Yep.
It's not the sort of thing that they have built in quite a long time.
Wow. Okay. Well, I will.
I bet if space tumbleweeds were a thing, we'd be seeing a couple by now.
Sorry.
Space tumbleweeds.
Oh, right. Yes. If you could get them, I presume we would.
Yeah.
I think.
Is there actually an atmosphere outside the ship?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I actually step out? Is there like
Thankfully,
a
I put vacuum
shielded area?
Does not appear to have a shielded area.
I will make sure I put my helmet on then, because
That
it
always
has oxygen,
Yep.
which is what I'm gonna need.
I'm gonna say
Does anyone else have helmets with oxygen?
I do.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I believe all of us have got that.
Yeah, we all made sure that we got it.
Yeah.
Because it comes in handy.
Wow.
You can't assume.
Because we actually were going the mission on for the other one,
Yeah.
space station, was
Yeah.
we knew there was no atmosphere, so that's the reason why we
Yeah.
had sealed suits.
Yeah. All right. Look, I think at least 2 people should remain behind until we.
You get a meow from Destroyer of Worlds. He think he's saying he's staying behind.
Yeah. Well, if you'd like to stay behind, he's welcome to. I think if you'd like to come along, I probably don't have a lot of control over that right now.
Yeah.
I recognise reality for what it is. Since I did do a perception check and other people mentioned they had perception, does anyone else want to do a perception check?
I'm gonna go for it. I don't know how different it'll be. Don't know how well I'm paying attention. We'll see.
Well, if you get a triumph, you might discover something that we don't.
Well, I did mine. I was just asking, was there an atmosphere out there?
That's true.
I got a threat. That's what I got.
Okay, so as you're looking, you manage to mess up some of your connections and feel a bunch of your air escape from your helmet.
Hold on.
So
fix
you
that
get
real
to
quick.
stay on the ship.
And it was 2 purple.
It was too perfect.
I was gonna say you might be staying behind, or at
Sparky
least-
got to me when he landed on my head.
Okay, so that becomes that, and that goes away. So you got an advantage and a failure.
Okay, that's interesting. How
So,
does that work?
He didn't notice anything useful.
Okay.
But he feels really good about doing stuff. So apparently you got your helmet on without any problems. You didn't lose any oxygen.
Considering I want 2 people to stay behind, and not metagaming, I promise, I will probably leave these 2 on the ship because Khaled's technically my second.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take Khaled with me.
Sparky got to my helmet when he landed on me.
Fix that. Well,
Yeah.
stop.
He
Cats need the training.
likes things to be a little bit spicy, okay? So
I'm pretending to tell you off right now because I'll give you a bit of a wink.
And so as you get outside, you hear that staticky sound that you heard over the comms, and you realise that's actually coming from the droid.
I see. Alright.
so the vocal.
So in
is
that
broken.
case, you actually need somebody with mechanics probably try to fix that, which I do. I'm going to bring some tools.
Yeah.
But to reprogram it, I don't know anything about computers.
Well, we'll probably need Boom Boom Crash, but I just want to be really cautious at the moment, not have everyone out there and have this droid start shooting. I want to see what it does, and if it looks safe, then
you can
I will.
have Brum Brum point the guns at it if it actually does act threatening.
Well, that's it. That's precisely why I wanted to leave at least 2 crew members on the ship, so that if we need saving, there's somebody to save us.
And I hope Brum Brum actually was hearing that I actually suggested that.
That you get the guns, guns on our ship aimed in.
I don't, not aimed, just
I've got
ready.
the guns.
Ready. Yeah.
Just ready, because if you aim at that class as a threat, then the robot would attack.
Yeah, no, don't
Hey,
fight.
there are in a lot of cultures that pulling the weapon is already the
Yeah.
because that's what
Anyway,
the coordinates themselves. If you pull a weapon, it's the same as attacking with the weapon.
Yeah.
We'll go up to the droid.
Yep.
Did you say it sounds like it needs like a mechanics fix with its transmission signal thing?
Well, you think whatever voice system it's got is completely garbled.
Okay. I will see if it will understand me, and I'll say, from what I can tell, it sounds like your voice transmission is garbled. I have a mechanic here. Would you like him to repair you?
More garbled noise.
Does he actually have a heads-up screen or whatever?
He has lots of panels, screens, and buttons, and lights, and you're looking at this thing going, I have no idea what this droid actually does.
This is going to be a challenge. I need a miracle.
Does it have assumption that it's got like a blinking light?
It has lots of blinking lights.
Blink that light 3 times. Once for yes,
Twice for no. That's what I was thinking. Point at one light.
Or lift up. I don't know. Lift up right arm for yes, left.
I can't tell if you're saying yes or no. I do not want to offend you. Could you either raise specific limb indicated or blink specific panel indicated? Once for yes, twice for no.
Okay, you pick a non-blinking light.
Okay.
Instead of an already blinking light.
Okay, yes. Yeah.
What happens if
You
that
could play
light
with
can't
me
blink?
like this for hours, please don't.
What does 3 mean?
I don't know.
And you believe you've been given an affirmative.
Okay, Khaled, hopefully you don't roll bad on the mechanics. What do your mechanics rolls look like?
Crap. I'm trained, but I'm not that knowledgeable.
You mean I brought the wrong person out here?
Yes.
Yeah, you need Brum Brum.
Yeah.
Brum Brum's the better
Is
one.
it
So
too?
what-
Is it too late to
But-
comms for Brum Brum?
But the thing is, you wanted
You wanted your muscle.
muscle instead of.
I wanted a bit of both. To be
So
honest.
what is your mechanics roll, Ross?
As one.
As it's indicated,
1 yellow, 2 green. And I do have the toolkit.
as it's indicated, yes. Though I might bring Brum Brum out if this doesn't go too well. I will have to bring Brum Brum out if this doesn't.
Yeah,
go
you
well.
will.
Yep. Okay.
Alright, so I have 3 yellow, 1 green.
I will.
So you ended up with a success, a threat, and a despair.
And if there's a red dice, neither of you two are allowed to roll
Okay.
anymore.
So in the middle of
I was going to roll, but because I stood up for it.
in the middle of
Sorry.
the getting things to work, Khalid accidentally gets his helmet knocked off.
Okay. I will try to save Khalid and get his helmet back on.
You manage to recover it before it disappears, but he's used up most of his oxygen.
Was it 1 or 2?
It is 2 of those.
If I roll another despair, you're going to roll? If I roll another despair.
I've already rolled one, so
It's your turn now.
Well, I won't, but because it's technically your roll, I'll never take your roll away from
Oh,
you
no.
unwillingly.
Well, hey, it's only 1 in 12 to get it.
Yeah,
And we've had 2
we've
tonight.
had 2 today. 3.
And how many triumphs have we had?
1, 2.
There's
2
a lot of
triumphs.
dice.
So 2 triumphs and 2
It's so
despair.
hard to roll
Yep.
this many dice.
So it's balanced.
Okay.
That one goes away.
I'm not sure that that's good.
Please go away. You got 4 threat, 2 successes.
Okay, so yes, you managed to get him speaking properly at the expense of nearly electrocuting yourself.
See, it's
So
only
it went,
nearly.
ow, ow, ow.
But it's another cupcake.
Yeah. I reference that a lot more than I ever thought I would.
I use it all the time.
Which is this?
Bart Simpson.
Lisa Simpson conducts an experiment of how many times a rat or Bart would go to pick up an electrified cupcake before it stopped. So, of course, the rat got sparked once,
And learned.
shocked once, and then ran away and didn't touch it anymore. And Bart just went, zip,
Yeah.
zip,
Ow!
zip,
Ow! 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 And just constantly doing
Yeah.
and just wouldn't stop.
Well, it'd be the same with Homer, except Homer would just pick it up and not worry how much he shot.
Yeah.
So yes, he greets you in the name of the Republic.
Okay. So,
Lol.
the Republic
That's
doesn't
old.
exist anymore, does it?
Nope.
Okay, alright. Looks like you guys have been here for quite some time.
Does not know where he is. Does not compute.
Okay. What, do you still provide services here? It looks like you once served as a rest stop for ships.
It pauses. You hear a grinding noise in the background.
Damn, I made it think. I'm gonna need to simplify my questions.
It grinds for about 5 minutes before he responds, and says, "Rest stop has moved."
So this area is now dysfunctional?
It pauses for a while as it
Yeah.
thinks.
I shortened that one a lot.
Says non-functional.
I don't know if this is going to be too much for him, but I feel, because it's the kind of person I am, I tell him I've met another droid recently, MT-70, who was abandoned by his owners. Has this happened here?
Okay, so
He's
You-
going to think for like 20
you
minutes.
start to hear the sounds of music playing, almost like the starting crawl of a movie.
Okay.
As lights start coming out on top of it, pointing upwards, showing you a some sort of holographic screen.
Okay.
And it is come to the outer rim, explore a whole spiel of getting people to journey out and see new sights
I
and
see.
do new things, and it seems to be dated with a format you're not familiar with.
Okay.
Does it say help
So
me,
this is
help me,
probably-
Qui-Gon Jinn, you're my only hope?
Yeah.
And it's supported by the Jedi Outreach program.
Oh, interesting.
So this is maybe just before the High Republic.
Yeah.
Help me, Master Yoda, you're my only hope.
There you
Are
go.
there any droids, any other droids or organics here?
Probably are there any other droids here?
Yeah,
Ask-
yeah.
keep it
That
simple.
yeah, keep it to yes and no. Yeah, I'm trying to brains.
Yeah, no. Are there any more droids? Are there any functioning droids
here.
apart from yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, you get an affirmative from it. It doesn't know how many,
Okay.
and it does report that power levels are critical, and that there is a lot of radiation damage all over the remains of the station.
Are there any, other than us, are there any organic life forms on the station?
Occasionally, it says.
As in, currently now, other than us?
It thinks for a bit and grinds, and it detects 2 others.
That'll be...
Plus another 10 minor.
That's us.
That's, yeah, it'll be us. The radiation levels, is that something we need to be worried about? Is that harmful?
It pauses for a little bit more grumbling and stuff. It says, lack of atmosphere makes radiation levels non-hazardous.
Okay. Do you mind if we have a look around?
It also grumbles for a bit and then sticks up a what appears to be a tourism message saying launch of the new franchise Starbucks.
Buck stars. Yep. Okay.
How you can Roger in to get a meal.
Roger. Okay. So that said,
I just like it because Starbucks is space. It's already a space term. It's funny.
And then there's star fries.
Yep.
Because one arc is just not enough.
Do you guys want to have a quick look around?
And then Star Burgers, because the burgers are always better at Star Burgers.
Yes.
I prefer that to Donald Max. Just because they pretend to grill theirs. I'm kidding. Does anyone else want to have a quick look around?
It's you and Carlos.
Yes, but it's safe, so you guys could come out and have a look around if you'd like to.
Well, if you want to, we have stuff to do. So
I know we have stuff to do, but I'm just gonna have a quick look in.
If you're gonna look, then if you want me out there, I can be out there. But if not, then I'm just gonna chill.
Well, if it says there's functioning robots, you might find parts for what's his name?
MT-70.
That's why I'm surprised that this one's not interested in having a look around.
Well, I'll have a Captain Cook around.
Yep.
And what was Ross going to say?
The other thing I probably would suggest is if we can actually get a copy of our astrogation, because there's... I bet you their system is way out of date.
Yeah. But, yeah, I think it'd also be very handy for Randall to know that this place is out here. They could possibly make use of things here.
Yeah.
Is this like a refueling point?
Yeah, for their ships and stuff. You know, there's infrastructure set up here. It might
They
be
can
less
try to do
costly for them
something.
to resurrect it.
So, wait.
And they use old tech.
Well,
They've
we
been
ended
using
up
old tech
we
in
ended
their
up here by
bunker.
accident. Is it astrogation to essentially map where
You
we
can
are?
use astrogation to figure out where you are, yes.
Yeah, we'll have to, because we're going to need to figure out how to go from here
To where we were supposed
where
to
we
go.
were supposed to go as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, so 1 yellow, 3 green.
You happy rolling, or...?
Yeah, I'll try this one.
But you can use a couple of people to help you.
I
and
didn't
get
roll
to
a
the-
despair.
Yeah. Oh no. Alright.
That would be 2, 2, and 4.
Roll it in 2 sets, I suggest.
Oh goodness!
I'd absolutely suggest rolling it in 2 sets.
Rip off the band-aid.
All together.
How many despairs can you roll?
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Well, technically only 2 because you just 2 red dice.
Hey, do you feel strong in the Force?
Misa does. Yes! No despair.
Well, say that. I think you still failed.
But there was no despair. So that's a success.
Yeah.
No, when I meant
Some
if you felt
people's-
strong in the Force, you could probably use the Force point to get an upgrade one of your dice.
Oh, yeah, that's a point.
Oh. Never mind, I got excited too soon.
Sometimes I get excited too soon.
So you ended up with 2 advantages.
Right.
You feel some of the pain you felt earlier dispersed with your time spent on trying to discover where you are.
Well, considering the 800 dice I had in my hand, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, not too bad,
This would
honestly.
probably elicit a lot of blinding, but does the droid know where he is?
The droid believes he is in a star system you've not heard of before.
Okay. Is there any way we can use his information with our information to figure out where we are?
Okay, so...
Can we...
That's a good question.
Can I hook... because I have computers, can I connect the Samsung SungSam tablet to him and download his astrogation mappy system?
Well, having a look on his astrogation system, it looks as if the star system he believes he came from blew up, went supernova over 1,000 years ago.
Hence the radiation damage.
And the looks of the scope of the station, only about 1/10 of the station survived, and it's still bigger than the station you're on.
Misa says, "Don't!"
And the location of it doesn't put it anywhere in this region. It's probably been floating through space, causing hazards for over that period of time.
Makes sense.
So our best chance of figuring out where we are is using our own maps
Yes.
and comparing it to
Because
where we are.
its map says it's somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's no way you've travelled that far.
Well, I hope not. We did.
By way of the Force.
We've been
Tiptoeing.
despairing and failing on astrogation all night.
We've been tiptoeing red dice.
Alright, so I guess there's not a lot of other ways to get that information.
Well, I can give you an extra bonus for having the data, which it's compiled.
Okay, yeah. It's a lot of like dice coming out though.
How many you had? 2 or 1
What's this in?
astrogation?
1 yellow, 3 green.
Are you still happy to
And I'll add
roll?
another 2 of those there.
Oh, Jesus.
Blue dice are good dice.
Oh, no, as in Jesus, as in...
It's a lot of
Just gotta
dice.
roll all that. Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Yes! No despair. That's all I cared about.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take the planks out.
And I can count the failures.
It's not good when you're counting failures.
So you ended up with 3 net failures and 3 advantages. So you're well rested after spending all this time trying to figure out where you are. And your conclusion is Misa no clue.
Someone else has got to take
Me-
astrogation.
Misa knows where we're not. We're not back at the spaceship that we were at.
Yep.
I feel like asking either one of the loth cats or going into this
Can-
station
can
and
we-
hoping to find a droid that can help me.
Can we... I'm going to spend the force point.
Kinda.
If we can, I don't know if it's possible though.
Technically, you
I was
can
gonna
spend
say-
the force point
I was gonna say, can we use a force point to succeed?
to make the roll easier.
Okay.
Oh, I was going to say, can you spend a force point to have the information?
Okay, so just to make the roll easier.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my general. That's why I haven't spent one until now, because I thought if we can get a bonus one, then we don't have to spend a force point to do it. But we've done the bonus one and failed.
Yeah, so kind
Well,
of.
they haven't spent the force point for the bonus dice.
Yeah, so now
And
would
they've-
be the point.
They've
to
already
spend.
given you extra information from
Yeah.
the droid to give you better dice.
I think perhaps we probably can look around the station.
Well,
maybe?
There was a reason I was planning to look around the station anyway, and that was to see if I could find other tech, other droids, like
Well-
just because this droid's old.
He said there were other functional
Yeah,
droids.
that's it.
So
And these droids could be newer droids from different places that have ended up here in different ways. And that might give us a better chance or more information. That's why if Martin lands you at a location, it's usually not by accident, so not going in and looking around is a bit like ignoring a quest person. There's going to be clues inside, and if you don't go in and look at them, you're passing up an opportunity to get those clues. I've played and seen enough games where people are like, let's not look. And then I've talked to him after the game and he's like, yeah, the answer to their quest was just inside those doors and they walked past it.
Well, they decided that this was too difficult, we won't go there.
Or he's spent lots of time building a storyline around a place where he's put you and you're like, I'm just going to ignore that. And he's like, I have to write a new storyline.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll look around. I'm presuming because it's 10 o'clock, we'll continue that next game.
We can stop it and continue the next game.
Yep.
And then you get to have a think about what you'd like to do, considering you're on a floating derelict in space. Nothing says I'm fun like Space Hulk.
Lost in space. Yeah.
Well, you know, he was saying that even after it's being destroyed, it's still larger than the space station we were just on. And like you said, there's droids there that are functioning. So it's worth looking at those for parts for MT-70, plus it could be other droids that are helpful to either Randell Mining or to us. They might be worth something if...
And this dates to around the time MT-70 was actually in service.
Yeah, that's it. So, and you were saying that you wouldn't mind getting him functioning, so... you being Kayana.
Yeah.
Sorry, I meant to say names. Saying you and you will at a table with
people
four
looking
other people
down.
there is... My brain just doesn't always give me all the information I want. Okay, so that sounds like a plan.
And it's always funny when the dice rolls gives you no result or negative.
Yeah, a lot of negative results are hard to deal with because you're just like, we're running out of options here.
Yep.
You may have to call for help.
So now we're in space escape room.
Pretty much.
Yep.
So
We have an hour to get out. Let's go.
Martin also has a fortnight to figure out what delights we're going to find inside.
Exactly.
Could be another
I am
berserker
only
droid.
mostly worried.
No, you might find some lightsabers
Yeah.
from some long dead Jedi.
True.
Yeah, true. And those Kyber crystals are worth a lot to us. 10 grand for, minimum cost.
Wait, do we know that's how much, like, us as
We've
characters?
sold Kyber crystals
sold them.
before for 10 grand.
That's how you
Oh
get
yeah,
most
that's
of
how
your
we
money.
knew. That's how we recognized the ones in the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, this was set up by the Jedi. You
Yep.
know, there could be a lightsaber here.
Who knows?
They may even have a Jedi temple on board.
Exactly.
Lothcat will likely find it and hide it in the air ducts.
Okay, so I shall go to end credits unless you want to add
Yep.
anything more.
No,
All good.
that's all, thanks.